Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having an awesome week so far. I hope you're all staying healthy and strong and productive. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator, and welcome to all of our students and our members. Students, in this class, we are looking at an IELTS Speaking Part 1 interview. And we are looking for that Band 9 practice. Again, this lesson today is brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Please check us out there, and for general IELTS, please visit us at gieltshelp.com, where we've got lots of help for you to get those really high band scores on your next IELTS exam. And I'll show you what those websites look like. We're going to be actually using our academic IELTS website today to do some speaking practice. So let me just jump over to those websites. Just give me a moment here. All right. Okay, so this is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com with this blue background, and you can click this big red button to join our premium package. Once you do that, you're going to have a My Student account with lots of goodies, and you're going to see that in a little bit when we start doing some speaking practice. For general IELTS, it's this green background, and you can click that big red button that's just beside my head there to join our premium package. It is a one-time payment for lifetime access, and we are world leaders when it comes to IELTS exam preparation. We've been in the game over 10 years. We're certified British Council agents and British Council test registration partners. Welcome Uchichi to our group of members. Sarkon Secker, welcome. That's awesome to have you on board. Students, again, of course, we have apps that you can download and link to the websites. Our apps in your app store are Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help. And you can find our live class schedule along with a lot of other useful videos, vocabulary on our Instagram profiles as well. So IELTS_AE Help and GIELTS Help, those are our two Instagram profiles. Check those out when you have the chance. And if you have questions, send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com. I will gladly get back to you in short notice. So we've got lots of classes this week. We've got classes tomorrow. We've got classes on Friday and on Saturday. So lots and lots of classes. Members, we will have a question and answer session coming up this Saturday. So any questions that you have, make sure to save them for that class. Okay, everyone. So let's get into some IELTS speaking part 1. The speaking interview in the IELTS exam has 3 parts. Okay, part 1, that's what we're doing today. This is just some general questions about hobbies, sports, where you live. It's about you. It takes about 5 minutes for part 1, and there's introductions in this part as well. So we'll get cracking right away, and I will give you strategy as we go along. So when you go to your IELTS speaking interview, you meet face-to-face with an examiner, kind of like me, and then the examiner will have you in a private room for the interview for the 12 minutes roughly for the duration of the full speaking section. During that time, make sure to be really confident. Make sure on that day you're using English only, okay? Really put in an extra effort to use lots and lots of English, and don't speak any other language except for English on your day of your speaking interview. Okay, and then you go into the room and the examiner will say, welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. We are currently conducting this exam in Tashkent. The time right now is 15 o'clock. Now we shall begin. And then the very first question they ask you is, may I see your identification? You have to show them the identification that you used to register for the exam and that you also used to go in and admit for the exam 20 minutes before. So you register online usually a few weeks or a few months before your exam, and then you have to go 20 minutes before. You have to get your picture taken, and then the examiner will ask you for this again. Okay, so make sure to give a nice full sentence answer for this one. Okay. Again, students, show fluency and confidence from the beginning. That's my first tip. It's very important. Okay, show fluency and confidence right from the get-go. I'm going to teach you an idiom here. From the get-go means from the start. Okay, so all right, Sanjay Saroya, I say that you're telling Nabila that this is for the academic, but the speaking and the listening section of the IELTS exam, it's the same in both the academic and the general. There's absolutely no difference. The differences between the general and the academic version of the IELTS exam are in the reading and writing sections, and those aren't completely different either, so be careful. Okay, so in our chat, Miyen, one of our longtime members, is saying certainly this is the national ID that I used for registration a couple of weeks ago. Please have a look. Okay, that's not bad. So I just copied yours in. I'll make a couple of corrections. Like I would probably say this a little bit differently, So I would say certainly, that's a good way to start. Certainly, this is my national. Okay, so I would use my right away, just because it reminds you that part one is about you, and so you want to use the pronouns I, me, my. Okay, so this was tip one that I gave you. Let me give you another tip here. It's really a good idea, and thanks me for sharing this so I can show this to everybody. So tip two, part one is really about you. Okay, so you must use the pronouns I, me, my, myself. Myself is one that people don't really use a lot, and I think it's good to use because it's quite intelligent conversation when we hear myself in many cases. So I, me, my, myself. So direct the conversation to yourself, okay? And again, do not use you. Okay, it's strange if you start talking about the examiner, so that's really important. Okay, so me, certainly this is my national ID that I used for registration a couple of weeks ago. Please have a look. Now that's much better because it's about you, and now your brain is like, okay, part one is about me. I got to be like I, me, my, myself. Okay. All right, let's take one more. This is from our member Andre, long-time member Andre. Andre says, yes, sure, here is my passport. I used it when I registered for this exam. Yeah, Andre, that's good. I would still, Andre, suggest finishing that sentence with please have a look or please take a glance, or, just kind of politely finish that idea. So please have a look. All right. It's kind of like when you meet a person for the first time, especially in most English-speaking cultures like US, UK, Canada, Australia, we tend to be quite polite with our first few sentences just to really show a good face. So we tend to use words like please have a look or kindly have a look. So just, be polite and be, so speak in full sentences, okay? All right, so the next question, of course, usually while you're still holding your ID, is what is your full name? Okay, so in this case, again, give a nice, full, fluent sentence. Okay, so what is your full name? All right, now along with this sentence, definitely include what you want to be called. Welcome 3D Rakib. Hi, Wahagukuru and John. Good to have you in the class. Okay, so what is your full name? Okay, and speak to the examiner like you've just met a professional, maybe your future boss or colleague or professor that you're going to be doing your master's thesis with, and you're speaking professionally. I think that's actually a really good way to think about the examiner, like you're doing an interview with a professor for university to be your supervisor. It's actually a really good tip. You're going to be polite, confident, right? So I say, think about the examiner. You're like your grandma or your grandpa, which is, again, someone you're polite with. You speak in full sentences very clearly. Okay, so tip 3. Think about the examiner as your grandma, grandpa, or a university supervisor, professor, okay, which means you're confident, okay, clear, full sentences, okay, and respectful, of course, right? You would never speak disrespectfully to your grandma or your grandpa. You would never speak disrespectfully to your potential university supervisor. All right, so what is your full name? Students, make sure to speak and repeat. So copy what I say, okay? Speak and repeat. All right, let me put this into the next page here so you can clearly see this. Okay, this answer is coming from Cassandra, again, one of our longtime members. And Cassandra says, my first names are Cassandra Erica, and my family name is Hermoso. Please just call me Cass for short. Okay, Cassandra, good try. We don't say my first names, okay? You can say my given names, okay? My first names are awkward because you only have one first name. There's only one first. It's first, second, third, right? And as I said, I think last week, we don't say my second name. That's, again, awkward. So not first names and not second name. But you can say my given names are Cassandra Erica, and my family name is Hermoso. Please just call me Cass for short. Then it's good. Okay, so again, students, no first names. Okay, that's weird English. All right, and no second name. You can say given names. And for your second name, you can say middle name. And we actually say middle names if you have multiple. Okay, it's a little bit tricky, but this is definitely where you want to know this. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get a Band 8 or a Band 9 if the examiner's like, first names? What? Okay, so they are judging you from the beginning. Okay, sometimes people will say, oh, they're not marking you on these questions. Yes, they are. They're absolutely measuring your ability to speak right from the beginning. Okay. Even if they don't pencil anything down, they're marking you, okay? So, middle name. All right? Otherwise, good, Cassandra. All right? Okay, Simran says, my full name is Simran. Please just call me Simran as I don't have a surname. Okay. Yeah, Sure. That's good. Simran, let me show you something in case you have this, because I know there are some people who have this kind of one name in their passport as well, and I've seen this before, so I know it's not completely uncommon. This is by Simran here. My full name is Simran. Please just call me Simran, as I don't have a surname. And then I would say you can also see this reflected in my passport. Okay, so that's how I would finish that, because if you don't have a surname, obviously that should be in your passport as well. If your passport has a surname for some reason, you should say that, okay? So you should say, well, there is a surname in my passport, although I really only go by Simran, okay? So careful with that. Okay, students, so we're going to hop over to our website now, and we're going to practice speaking with some students. Now, when you do this, what you want to do is you want to go to aehelp.com. So I'm going to call some students in just a moment, and we're going to practice these questions in real time live, okay? So I'm going to be looking for some volunteers. I know many of you already know what's about to happen, but I'm quickly going to go over the instructions for our newest viewers, okay? So first you want to register a free or a paid account at aehelp.com. Both are okay. You log into your My Student account. You click on Student Partner Speaking in the My Student account. Then you have to make sure to enable your microphone in the browser. And students, you should test this with other people that you see in there before you try to connect with me. It will work better. And then you want to message me in the chat by clicking the blue envelope. I want to volunteer. And you're going to see my name under Master. Okay, so my name's going to be shown as Master. And then once you message me, I want to volunteer, I'll ping you. Okay, so let me show you this, all right? So you go to aehelp.com, which is this website here with the blue background. To get our full course and all of our goodies, doesn't cost a lot. Again, a one-time payment. You click that big red button, okay? To try it for free, you just click this green button, the Try Demo. When you do that, you're going to create an account. It's very quick and easy. And then you have this My Student account, which is at the top. Now, if you're on a phone and you're using the app, it doesn't have this function, so you have to use the website for now. We're working on the app to have the function as well in the future, but you have to use the website for this function, not the app, okay? And don't click the messenger icon, because that's just for like questions and answers to our admin staff, okay? So you have to go into your My Student account, and then you have to click this Student Partner Speaking, okay? By the way, you can also book a full interview with me in the future by clicking the Speaking Interview Practice, all right? Now, when you have access, by the way, to the full course, you have access to all of our lesson videos as well. And then in our lesson videos, we have some really cool new speaking videos. These are all speaking interviews right here. There's 64 of them. And we have these really cool ones where you can actually do mock interviews like this with me face-to-face as well.
The speaking test
so let me get my headset while you do this.
Instructions for each, and I will record it
all right.
for clerical purposes.
Here we go.
The candidate number is 738512, and the test is currently being conducted in Vancouver.
Let me just stop this video and then we'll do this real time. Okay, so again, in the full course, you've got 64 practice IELTS speaking interviews that you can learn from. But right now, let's again go into this student partner speaking. That's right there. Okay, accept the terms. You have to say accept, because that means you're going to be polite and responsible for your communication. Okay. All right, Amrinder, cool. I just saw that message, and I'm really happy that your speaking exam went really well. That's awesome. It's fantastic. Okay. All right, and then once you're in here, you click on the blue envelope for master and send me a message, just like Arda just did. I can see Arda here sending a message. Arda says, I would like to volunteer. And then I can send a message back like, are you ready? And then we connect by voice, no video because I'm using video for YouTube, everyone. So here we go. Let's see if Arda's ready. Okay, Arda, cool. Let's do an IELTS speaking question then.
Hello.
Hi, Arda.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. How is your week going so far?
It's going pretty tired because of school.
Okay, so it's tiring because of
Yeah.
school. Yeah. All right. Well, make sure to get rest when you can. You know, maybe have a siesta if possible. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah, we use that word from Spanish. So of course, all of our Spanish viewers are like, "Hey, that's Spanish." But in English, we'll sometimes borrow words from other languages. A siesta is when you take a nap during the daytime for like half an hour. Okay, Arda, so you know what's going on here because you volunteered before, and I
Yeah.
know your English is fairly strong as well, which is great because you get to show others, you know, what a nice high band sounds like. So, Arda, I'm going to ask you a question, and then give me a nice full sentence answer. I will give you a band score estimate and reflect on your communication, okay?
Yeah. Right.
All right. So these are still the icebreaker questions. The interviewer usually asks 1 or 2 questions just to get you more comfortable. A very common question is this one coming up. Do you work or study?
I've been studying maths and science at Carleton High School for 2 years, and since 2020, I've been burying myself in this exam to study abroad.
Okay, so I kind of caught most of that, but again, you're very fluent, so it's tough for me to type at the speed of your speech, which is okay. That's a good sign.
Mhm.
Okay, so that was very good, and that's exactly how you want to start. Okay, so you gave me a nice full sentence answer, and what I like right away about your response, and your examiner will like this as well, is that you're introducing complex grammar. Okay, so of course, one of the criteria for your IELTS speaking is your grammar range and accuracy. And right away, you're starting with present perfect progressive. You said, I've been studying, which is really nice. Okay, so that shows me what you're doing over a span of time, right? Which is great. Yeah, I mean, Arda, that would be a band 9 start. Okay, so if you keep going with that level of communication, you're going to end up with a band 9. So again, Arda said, do you work, or I asked, do you work or study? And then Arda responded by saying, I've been studying math and sciences in Cardinal School for the past 2 years. And for the past while, I've been, and you used an idiom here. I couldn't catch it. You said I've been.
I said I've been burying myself in this exam to study abroad.
Yeah, you said I've been, and for the past year, I've been burying myself in this exam to study abroad. Yeah, very good. Okay, to bury oneself. Burying, something like that. But anyway, to bury oneself in an activity means to be strongly involved or very deeply involved in that activity. Okay, it's burying myself like that. So I've been burying myself in this exam to study abroad. So you're even showing me an idiom, and that's very good. Okay, so that was very nice. All right. Okay, Arda, thank you for giving a great example for everyone on how to start this off, and keep up the good studies. Do you have an idea of when you're going to sit the IELTS exam?
No, still not yet.
Okay, all right. I think you're quite ready. Just make sure that your other components are as strong as your speaking. So make sure that you have great writing and of course a good ability for the reading and listening sections as well. So you get a nice high overall score.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say like I should work on my writing.
That's, as I know from experience, that's usually the trick. Yeah, the writing is, I would definitely say that the writing is the most challenging part to get a high band score in. Yeah, absolutely. So that's a good strategy. Okay, Arda, thank you again. Keep it up, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Okay, see you.
Thank you, bye-bye. Okay, so that was Arda, and Arda is doing a great job. I believe Arda's in Turkey or Uzbekistan. I'm not sure. I'll ask him next time again. Okay, so that was Arda. Let's have someone else. So Sajjad just volunteered here. Let's see if we can contact with Sajjad. Okay. And I'm going to try to catch as many people as possible. I'm going to bounce around, so don't get discouraged. I'll be moving up and down through the list. Just hang in there. Okay? All right, and thank you for the applause, everyone. So I see that there are some nice applauses for Arda, and that's great. You know, it takes a lot of courage to volunteer in these classes, and hey, that's great because you're building confidence for your speaking. So one way to be confident for your speaking interview is to build confidence. How do you build confidence? By speaking. Volunteering in these live classes is a super way to do that. Okay. All right, so Sajjad just saw my message, and I see the yeses. Okay, so Sajjad, let's do this. Okay, Sajjad, so I'm calling you. I hear it ringing. I don't hear you pick up. Again, students, if you haven't used this interface before, try to test it with others before you reach out to me to make sure you know what you're doing and to make sure your mic and speakers are enabled. Sajjad, I saw that you just picked up. Are you there? Okay. So I can't hear you, Sajjad. And that's okay. Just test the system with some other students. So try to call somebody else, chat with somebody else, make sure that your microphone and speakers work, and then you can come back and try to volunteer again, okay? All right, in the meantime, let me pick somebody else. So here's me, and me is a longtime member as well. Let me reach out to me, okay? So me wants to volunteer. Are you ready? I always say, are you ready? Because I don't know if you accidentally, or not accidentally, but you had something else suddenly come up and you went to grab a sandwich or you ran off to school or work. So you're always going to see me send you a message, are you ready? And then when I see that you are, then I know you're sitting there and I'm not just calling a ghost. Okay, here we go with me.
Hello, sir.
Hi, me. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. All right, me. So you have a good idea of what's going on. You volunteered a couple of times. So I'm going to ask you the next kind of icebreaker question. Usually the examiner asks one or two of these icebreaker questions, and then they get into the question topics. Here we go. So what do you like to do when you are not working or studying?
I play a game every evening when I finish my class because it's a really good way to have an R&R. Recently, I've been playing the games The Sims 4.
Okay, got it. All right. That was really good. Okay, that would be, I think, like a band 8 for sure. So you're being nice and fluent. It's almost natural. That's why I would take one band score off, because it was just a little bit awkward the way that you got it all out. But a band 8 is a very good level. I mean, that's you know, it's better than what many native speakers might get if they just sat the exam without any practice. So you had a couple of really good elements in your response. Let me go over it and then let's see if we can maybe make it even a little bit better. So I said, what do you like to do when you are not working or studying? And you went into the answer right away. Remember me that one good strategy is to reflect the question, but I think you did do that. So here we go. You said, well, I play a game every evening. Be specific. So a computer game. Okay, I kind of felt that was missing until you actually got into the very end when you said Sims 4. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a computer game. I wasn't sure if it was like a board game or some other type of game, maybe even like a sports game. So be specific. So while I play a computer game every evening when I finish my class, and I liked that you put this condition in there and reflected the question there. That was good. And then you said because, so right away you started to go into a reason. Because it's a very good way to have an R&R. I loved how you used vocabulary that you learned. I think it was last week that I introduced this vocabulary, and you made sure to use it today, which is brilliant. Okay, that's a very smart way to adopt new vocabulary and integrate it into your communication. So big thumbs up for you for that one. Okay, I would have made that a little bit more personal again. So when I finish my class, because it's a good way for me to have, and if you want to be a little bit more natural, we would say a bit of R&R. Recently, I've been playing the game Sims 4. So let me do a repeat here. We'll push that band 8 to a band 9 and then copy me after, okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. What do you like to do when you're not working or studying? Well, I play a computer game every evening when I finish my class because it's a very good way for me to have a bit of R&R. Recently, I've been playing the game Sims 4. What do you like to do when you're not working or studying?
Well, I play a computer game every evening when I finish my class because it's a very good way for me to have a bit of R&R. Recently, I've been playing the game The Sims 4.
Beautiful. Okay, that was really good. So that's how you approximate that band 9 score. Okay, it takes a lot,
Sure.
right? Band 9, it's like perfect. If you think of band 9, me in the listening and the reading section, it's either 40, which is a perfect score, or just one mistake, 39, right? So band 9 is quite challenging to achieve because you have to be virtually perfect in your communication. Okay.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you can't do it, and I think you can be. Okay, so keep it up, all right?
Thanks, sir.
All right, okay. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
All right, bye, Me. Okay, so that was Me, and Me is definitely improving. And why is she improving? Because she's really paying attention. Notice how she used that R&R from last week, and I know that many of our regular viewers probably picked that up. We were like, oh yeah, Me just used that R&R that we saw last week in one of these classes. So that was really cool. That's exactly what you should do, is always implement new vocabulary as soon as you hear it. Okay? All right. We've got lots of volunteers here. Let's see if we can pick someone who we might not have spoken to thus far yet. Here's Sarkon. I don't think I've ever spoken to Sarkon, so let's hear maybe a new voice. Okay, are you ready? All right. So Sarkon, if you're there, just text me back or type me back, yes I am, and we'll get going. Thank you for the applauses from Me, by the way, everyone. All right. Okay, so here is Sarkon. I'm going to call Sarkon.
Hello.
Hi, Sarkon. How are you?
Okay. I'm excited a little bit.
You're excited. That's good. Sarkon, may I guess, are you in Turkey?
Yes.
Okay, yes, because
I'm from Turkey.
yeah, you have. I think Sarkon is a very common Turkish name, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Sir, one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Now I'm ready.
Okay, perfect.
So
All right.
this is the first time I'm very excited.
Yeah, and it's a great way, Sarkon, to build confidence. So that's what you want to do, is you want to kind of just put yourself forward, use your English, and that's great. So Sarkon, I'm going to ask you an IELTS speaking part 1 question. Give me a full sentence answer, and then I will give you a score estimate, and I'll give you feedback, okay?
All right.
All right. So here we go. So So after these couple of icebreaker questions, like what do you do when you're not working or studying, or do you work or study, the IELTS examiner will introduce a topic for part 1, and they'll introduce a topic like, let's talk about games. Okay. All right. And then they'll ask you a question. So here's your question, Sarkon. Give me a nice full sentence answer. What games do you like to play?
There are several games that I enjoy playing, and one of them that comes to my mind is chess. I recently enjoyed playing chess with my friends because it is also enjoyable and very challenging way of playing games. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that was pretty good. Okay, that was pretty good, Sarkon. I would say that for that, you would probably get a 6.5 to even a 7. It really depends on your examiner. Some examiners, if they're being really harsh on you, they might give you a 6. Worst case scenario, 5.5. It's tough to say because speaking can be subjective. And some people are probably thinking, well, why is Adrian saying that? Like 5.5, 6, 6.5, maybe a 7. Your grammar is quite good. Your word choice and your vocabulary are quite good. Your grammar is very accurate, and you're using a few different types of grammar, complex, compound grammar. Your fluency is a little bit low, and some examiners are harsher than others on fluency. Fluency is really difficult to evaluate because it's very subjective, right? And even the examiner will kind of compare fluency to their own speed of using English. So if your examiner happens to be somebody who speaks English slower, you'll probably get a higher band score. If they speak really quickly like this, then they'll be like, oh, he's not very fluent, so lower score, right? So who knows, right? But let me tell you what you're doing well. Right away, you said, okay, there are several games that I enjoy playing, okay? And then you used enjoy instead of like, which is a nice paraphrase. I caught that, okay? The examiners catch those, the synonyms, the paraphrases for your lexical resource mark, okay? And then you said one of them that comes to my mind are chess. It is chess because it's one that comes to mind. And comes to my mind is good. It means that you think of. It's an expression. Again, it's good lexical resource. And then you said, I recently enjoy playing chess with my friends because it is. And then at the end, you started to get a little bit slower and the ideas came a little bit slower. There's a good strategy that you can use there. Do you know what it is so that you can stay fluent?
I don't know.
Give an example. So you gave me an answer, an explanation, and then to stay fluent and stay a little bit faster, just give a very quick example. So I'll finish this, okay? So because it is exciting. Okay, yesterday I played a 2-hour match with my friend John. Okay, doesn't matter, just any name. And then you can stay fluent until the end. Now, the other component is be careful of what you say, right? So the question is plural, it's games. So when you hear a plural, and you start with a plural, so you said there are several games, then try to include at least one more. So one of them that comes to my mind is chess. I enjoy playing chess with my friends because it's exciting. Yesterday I played a 2-hour match with my friend John. When I feel energetic. I also like a good game of football. Okay, and then you've said two, and now that plural makes a lot more sense. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me say this question and answer, and then I'll ask you the question again. Repeat after me, okay? And we'll build up your fluency a bit. So what games do you like to play? There are several games that I enjoy playing. One of them that comes to my mind is chess. I recently enjoyed playing chess with my friends because it's exciting. Yesterday, I played a 2-hour match with my friend John. When I feel energetic, I also like a good game of football. Okay, what games do you like to play?
There are several games that I enjoy playing, and one of them that comes to my mind is chess. I recently enjoyed chess with my friends because it is exciting. Yesterday I played a 2-hour match with my friend John. When I feel energetic, I also like a good game of football.
Much better.
I missed something there.
That's fine. No, that's fine. That's
Very
fine.
excited.
Yeah, and speaking doesn't have to be perfect, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to have, like, it's not like writing. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. It just has to be close enough, okay? And that would still be a band 9, all right? So that was really good, okay? So keep focusing on that. Most importantly, focus on your fluency from start to finish. And a lot of people have this difficulty of starting fluent and then being less fluent near the end. And one really good strategy for that is just go into a quick example. Like yesterday, I played a 2-hour match. Okay. All right. Keep it up, and thank you for volunteering. That was really awesome, Sarkon.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. Okay, everybody, give
enjoyed it.
Sarkon. Yeah, awesome. Give Sarkon an applause so that he feels like, yeah, I did it. Because you did, Sarkon. That was awesome. Thanks again. Okay, so let's take somebody else. Okay, so we're gonna keep it going, everyone. We've got lots of time, and thank you for the applauses. Okay, here we go. Let me see who's reaching out. Okay, we actually have a John in our midst here. Okay, I don't think I've reached out to Cassandra in a while, so let's try Cass here. One of our members. I do like to respect the support that our members give us. So, hi Cass. Are you ready? All right, let's see if Cassandra's up for a question today. Hopefully she's still here with us. Okay, Cass says, yes, I'm always ready. All right, that's good, Cass. All right, here we go. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi, hello, Adrian.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
How's your week going so far?
Very busy at work.
What's keeping you so busy?
I'm reviewing at the same time while working at the hospital.
Okay, yes, and you're working in the hospital, so hospital workers tend to be quite busy these days, and a lot of respect for all the hard work that's going on in the hospitals. Okay, Cassandra, so I'm going to ask you a question, and I know you're familiar with the process. So again, focus on giving a nice, full sentence, clear answer. Okay, focus on complex grammar whenever possible.
Okay.
Okay, so ready?
Yes, sure.
All right, so again, let's talk about games. How often do you play a game?
Well, usually I usually play games a couple of times a week because I want to be up to date with the latest trends in gaming. Just like yesterday, I purchased a $60 game which is called the Call of Duty Warfare, and I hope it's worth every penny that I spend on it.
Okay, so latest trends in games. I'm just going to kind of catch what you said. So recently, you used a nice idiom there. Can you repeat that idiom for everybody again?
Up to date. I guess up to date.
Yeah, you said you usually like to be up to date, but you actually used one after that as well. So you said, well, usually I play games a couple of times a week because I like to be up to date with the latest trends in games. Recently, I've been playing Call of Duty 4. Oh, and okay, I remember it, and
Yes.
I hope it's worth every penny that I paid. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, got you. All right. The examiner does catch it. So believe me, everybody, that one step, of course, that doesn't happen in the official exam is the examiner is not typing at the same time that you're speaking. They are marking. So, Cassandra, you might see your examiner like taking some notes or marking, but they're not going to be transcribing what you're saying. So they have a lot more attention for just really picking out these key elements like using accurate phrasal verbs, idiomatic language expressions, collocations, complex grammar. They're looking at all of these, okay? So very good. That would be, so Cassandra, I think, I don't know if I've ever given you a band 9 thus far, but I think that would be a band 9 response potentially. Definitely an 8.5 and potentially a band 9 because it has all of the elements of a band 9, okay? So of course, you have a bit of an accent, and I'm sure everybody can hear that. Cassandra, may I ask again, where are you from?
Manila.
Manila, that's right. You've
Yeah.
said that to me a couple of times. Yes, in the Philippines, yeah.
Yes.
But I can't clearly place your accent because it's not so strong for me that it's like right away like, oh, that's a Filipino accent. Once you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. But it's soft enough that I can't place it, and it's clear enough that I can understand every word you're using, even when you're speaking quickly. So that can be a band 9. It doesn't have, you don't have to sound like you're a Brit or a Canadian or American, okay?
Okay.
That's often a misconception. People think like I need to sound Australian to get a band 9. You don't actually have to sound Australian, okay? All right, so I asked you how often do you play a game, and you recognize very quickly that that's an adverb of frequency. That's needed there, and you said I usually play games a couple of times a week, and you started a little bit slow, like, well, but that's okay. That's still band 9 fluency because I could tell that you're just using that first little bit to think about a clear answer, and that's totally fine. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. So, well, usually I play games a couple of times a week because I like to be up to date with the latest trends in games. Recently, I've been playing Call of Duty 4, and I hope it's worth every penny I paid. Everything I need for the answer is there. It's using complex language. It's using a great range of vocabulary. You've got an answer, explanation, specific example. And I wouldn't have picked you for a gamer, Cassandra, so I wouldn't think that just by hearing you that you're a person who's gaming. But after I asked you this question, I almost feel like you actually do game. Do you really game, or did you just make this up?
I actually play games.
Okay. Yeah, I actually felt that. So I was like, I think
Yeah.
that's like I wouldn't have picked that. You know, you're working at a hospital,
Yeah.
and don't take this the wrong way, but Call of Duty is not. I wouldn't see as many women liking Call of Duty as men.
I'm rarely playing much because I'm so busy.
Yeah. But you do like, and I get that.
Yes.
So I actually felt like, oh, okay, that's an original answer. You actually play games, so that was really cool. Okay, Cassandra, thank you for sharing your English with us, and thank you for that very great answer that you just gave us. Keep up the good work, and I hope you get a little bit of time to rest in the week. That's coming up
Thank you
as
so
well.
much. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Keep it up. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, so that was Cassandra, who surprised me with being a gamer. So you never know, right? Give Cassandra a round of applause there. That was great. All right. Okay, so let's pick somebody else here. Okay, so let's try Baljeet. Baljeet's dying to volunteer, so let's not let that happen. Okay, Baljeet, are you ready? All right, let's reach out to Baljeet. You're very welcome, Tanya. Thank you for coming back and appreciating the classes. Okay. All right, hopefully Baljeet is still here. And Baljeet is still here. Okay, good, Baljeet. So let me find you again here and reach out to you.
Hello.
Hi, Baljeet.
Hello. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm also doing great, sir.
Okay, good. Baljeet, I saw that you got my messages, and I know that you actually have a full IELTS speaking interview session with me tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's exciting. So this will
I'm
be
looking forward to it.
yeah, absolutely, and this will be a little bit of a warm up for that. So that's excellent. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, so I'm going to continue, same topic. We'll talk about games. Give me a full sentence answer, and then I'll give you some feedback, okay? And this will be good for you to start thinking about it for tomorrow's full interview session, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So here we go. Who do you most enjoy playing games with?
I usually enjoy playing games with my friends as well as my elder brother. Like yesterday, we play a cricket match, and I played it with my friends in the evening time, and we it was the best time we enjoyed together.
Okay, I think I got most of that. All right, so Baljeet, right away, that would be about a band 6.5 to 7. And I think you can actually do better. I think that you have the English to get a band 7.75 even. You just have to make a couple of slight adjustments. There's one element that's missing from your response. So remember, I always tell students, answer, explanation, example, right? There's one that's missing from here. Do you know what that is? So what's missing from this answer that you gave me?
Maybe most of the time, matlab means
No, most of the time is okay. Yeah, you gave me the answer, right? Like you said that you enjoy playing games with your friends as well as your elder brother. And then you did something really well, which is you kind of started to maybe get stuck a little bit. So you jumped to an example right away. You said, yesterday we played a good cricket match. However, your missing element is your explanation. Like, why do you enjoy playing games with your friends or your elder brother, right?
yeah.
So, can you give me a reason for that? Like, especially your elder brother. I have two brothers. I have a younger brother and an older brother, and I certainly enjoy playing games with them. And I know why. So, I have a feeling you do too. Why do you enjoy playing games with your older brother?
Because it is a good time to spend. It is a good thing to spend quality time together, and as well as he is more experienced than me, so I can learn some new things from him.
That's how you're getting a band 7.5 ball G. Did you hear all that good vocabulary and grammar and explanation? So that's exactly what you're missing. If you had added that, you would have done much better. Now, always find words that are better than things, okay? So I usually enjoy playing games with my friends as well as my older brother, because with my brother, it's a chance to spend quality time together and learn new skills from him. And then you can say, like yesterday, we played a good cricket match. I played in the evening time, and he showed me a new way to bat. Just, it doesn't have to be exact, but just coming up with it, right? And then you're much, much better off, okay? So remember, Balji, just answer, explain, example. Answer, explain, example, okay?
Yes, sure, sir.
All right, so let me say this one more time and then repeat after me. So who do you most enjoy playing games with? I usually enjoy playing games with my friends as well as my elder brother. Because with my brother, it's a chance to spend quality time together and learn new skills from him. Like yesterday, we played a good cricket match. I played in the evening time with him, and he showed me a new way to bat. Okay, who do you most enjoy playing games with?
Um, I usually enjoy playing games with my friends as well as my elder brother, because my because with my elder brother, it is a chance to spend quality time together and learn new skills from him. Like yesterday, we play a good cricket match. I played in the evening time, and he showed me a new way to bat.
That was awesome. Okay, so that would definitely be an 8.5, even a 9, if that's exactly how you're speaking and you continue to speak like that. And notice how I made a couple of mistakes when I was rereading and then corrected, and you made, especially with that with my brother, it's totally okay to do that. Even if you make a mistake, but then you correct it and you keep going, it's perfectly normal, natural English, okay? So the key is to give that answer, explanation, example, okay, Baljeet?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
All right, so
I understand.
okay, so try to practice as much as possible today so you're really nice and warmed up for tomorrow's practice session, okay, Baljeet? And then we'll do a full speaking 1, 2, 3, and feedback for all of that, okay, tomorrow. Sounds good?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Have a wicked rest of your day, Baljeet.
Yes, sure.
Okay. All right, so that was Baljeet. Give Baljeet an applause. That was really good. That was really cool, okay? All right. Okay, students, I am going to stop there today with the live speaking, but worry not, everybody, because there will be more speaking sessions in the week. So if we didn't have a chance to chat, we will do this again later in the week. And again, you can use this interface with other students. This isn't just for this live class and for me, certainly. It's for everybody to talk with each other together. So just like you spoke with me, you can reach out to other students in this chat interface, send them a message and say, hey, do you want to practice with me? And you can even see, I didn't show you guys this, but you can even see that there's, like in this interface, there are sample speaking scripts up at the top here, like objects. So if I click on that, then you're going to see like a full part 1, part 2, part 3, and objects means that part 2 is about an object that you borrowed, okay? And then you can click at the top, memorable item, talk about a memorable item you no longer have. So you can use these speaking scripts to speak with each other, ask each other questions. You can use this before your actual IELTS exam. It's really a great way to improve your fluency confidence, and it's a great tool for all of you, okay? So make sure to use that. And of course, students, use our full course. So I showed you that
Welcome to
we have a lot of videos to help you, a lot of interactive lessons. Just click on the on this red join now button, okay? To join our premium package. Again, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access, so it's really, really well worth it, okay? All right, everyone, that's it for today's class. Tomorrow, I will be back with speaking part 2 and speaking part 3. So lots more speaking coming at you tomorrow. Speaking part 2, speaking part 3. Make sure to join me for that. Again, on our websites, when you register, use the code PASSIELTS to get a 20% discount. That's still coming from our most recent newsletter, which is Correct Learning for the IELTS exam. So you should see that in the newsletter as long as you've subscribed to our newsletters. Awesome, everybody. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out. Thank you to all of the volunteers today. You were fantastic, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating the chat. Much love to all of you. Bye for now.